Well, Blake Lively's shady company, Vanzan, has officially been exposed by the Daily Mail. We have this resurfaced beef between Reese Witherspoon and Blake Lively, and now they're fighting over Taylor Swift. And is Stephanie Jones behind the latest smear campaign against Justin Bieber? Get ready. We have a lot that we're going to dive into. Let's get it. You're listening to No Filter with Zack Peter, your go-to source for all the latest pop culture and reality TV tea, served fresh all week long. Now, let's dive in. What's up, guys? Welcome on in. So much to get into. So juicy. Oh, and we have an old resurfaced Blake Lively naughty photo scandal that I completely forgot about from 2011 that started this Reese Witherspoon versus Blake Lively feud that has continued to pour over into recent years. And I guess Taylor Swift is now in the middle of it. Like Taylor Swift keeps catching strays no matter what she does. She just keeps doing it. Russ says 94.2. So close. Yes, we're at 94.2 thousand on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed, that's less than 6,000 away. Less than 6,000. So if you're watching this right now and you have not subscribed yet on YouTube, hit that subscribe button and also hit the like button if you've been enjoying the show. Let's get it. So much to get into, but I did want to remind everybody, just a reminder, I know I've been talking about it, but I don't want you to miss out that we have dun, 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 the Zactivated Tour. The Zactivated Tour. The Zactivated Tour, which is coming on. Welcome on in. It's coming this summer. So if you have not yet gotten your tickets, you can go to nofilterlive.com. I will pull up the link right here so that you can come on out. We have No Filter Live this summer, the Zactivated Tour with surprise special guests. So July 11th, it kicks off in Dallas, Texas at the Uptown Theater. July 13th, Phoenix, Arizona at the Tempe Improv. That's the one that Heather McDonald fainted at. July 23rd in Philly at City Winery, the Big Room, not the Loft, the Big Room. So please get tickets to the Big Room. July 24th in Toronto at Annabelle's. July 26th in Brooklyn, New York at the Roulette Intermedium. July 27th in Chicago at the Rhapsody Theater, August 8th in Seattle at the Rainers Art Center, and August 10th in LA at Miracle Theater. So there you go. Come on out. Let's get it. We're going to Dallas, Phoenix, Philly, Toronto, Brooklyn, Chicago, Seattle, Los Angeles. It kicks off July 11th. So get your tickets now. If you have not done so yet, go to nofilterlive.com, nofilterlive.com. And if you got your tickets, let me know. Drop a comment in the live chat and let me know where you're going. Let's get it. Get it. Zach, I'm buying a ticket to Brooklyn all by myself. Okay, I'm doing it now. Danielle, you've been saying it for the past 48 hours. You're like, I'm going to buy a ticket. I'm going to do it. 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 You know, and you missed early bird pricing. Lynn says, who's coming with me to Dallas? Yes, let's get it, Lynn. Let's get it. Get it. Get it. Let's get it. Get it. Get it. Danielle says, I'm going to hop off and just buy the damn ticket. Do it. Do it. Everyone say, do it. Do it. Do it. Let's get it. Get it. Get it. Let's go. Riley says, I don't blame anyone either. Just wish some people would choose Michigan. Ah, I know. Look at Irma Sanchez says, Danielle, I will join you in Brooklyn. There you go, Danielle. You have somebody that will join you at the Brooklyn show. Come on down to Brooklyn, July 26th. I'm excited about that. Let's get it. I think I did a show in New York, July 26th, like 2 years ago with the Brav Bros. I think so. All right. Yeah, let me know if you guys are getting your tickets. Let me know when, where, what. Give me the deets. Okay. Let's start with, should we start with Vanzan? So, Daily Mail. Josh Boswell from the Daily Mail published a new article all about Vanzan. Okay. And let me pull it up. Vanzan. Josh did a really good deep dive into all of the Vanzan drama. And the crazy part is, here we go. I'll pull it up for you. That way we can review it together. We're all in this together. The truth about the Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds affair and the link to the sham lawsuit behind the war with Justin Baldoni. And so here, Josh gets deep into the history of Vanzan. I am mentioned, as many of you have shared with me, I am referenced, and they wrote about me. Josh wrote about me in this article and the video that I put out about how Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds met on the set of The Green Lantern. Remember, they met on the set of The Green Lantern. That's seemingly the year that we thought that this Vanzan company was established, and yet Josh found out that Vanzan was actually established, or it was officially formed in 2008. And so Vanzan was linked to this guy, Eric Rothschild. He, I guess, was the original founder of Vanzan back in 2018. So I guess Josh put this article out there to kind of debunk that Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds started this company together in 2010, which is when we saw the first filing of Vanzan doing business in California, was in 2010. So everybody was like, Vanzan, Vancouver, Tarzana, could they possibly have started this company together? Did Blake start this company because she was like low-key obsessed with Ryan? And then we see the filing in 2008, which originated from Delaware. And we already know Delaware is where one of the places you want to form your business if you're trying to hide things, right? So it was officially formed in 2008, which is 2 years before Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds seemingly met on the set of The Green Lantern. Now, that then tells me either she was like super obsessed with him and it was like a whole Hailey Bieber, all these stories are coming out and on TikTok about like Hailey Bieber, and she's in love with Justin Bieber, and so she was kind of like stalking him throughout all the years, and now we see all this footage of Hailey Bieber like around Justin Bieber back when she was Hailey Baldwin, and we see her and her dad introducing her to Justin Bieber, and she seemed to have a big crush on him, and then suddenly she ends up dating him, and people are like, was she preying on him? Was she like trying to pull a Meghan Markle and finagle her way into his world to where she could get him to fall in love with her, and then she trapped him, right? Those are the rumors that are going around online. And so I was like, oh, was Blake Lively doing the same thing? Did she have her eyes on Ryan Reynolds sooner than that? And did she start this Vanzan company? So it appears Blake Lively has had no connection to this Vanzan company until I believe 2021. So the original founder in 2008 was this man, Eric Rothschild. Now, I don't know if there's Rothschild, but I know there's Rothschilds because people are like, oh, is he part of the Shady Rothschild family? I don't know if he's part of the Shady Rothschild family or just the Rothschild family in general, but he's the one that started this business out in Delaware. And then he also filed to do business out in California in 2010. Okay. So this all is linked back to this guy, Eric Rothschild. And it doesn't appear the company did go defunct in 2013. I believe they were sued for not following through with an office lease. So they've had a number of lawsuits and just like shady business dealings in the past. They have a shady history, this Vanzan company. Ultimately, Rothschild filed for bankruptcy, and somehow, we don't know how exactly, but many years later, Vanzan fell into the lap of Blake Lively. And I believe it was in 2021 that she first appears on the California filing of Vanzan, where she's listed as the agents of the company, the CEO, the CFO, I believe also the secretary. And so Blake Reynolds, she used her married name, Blake Reynolds, didn't come into the scene officially into the paperwork until 2010. So what happened between 2013 when the company laid dormant and then 2021 when it seemingly was revived? I don't know. Did Blake Lively happen to purchase this company in 2021? Did she like the name because I guess Van had some sort of link to Van Wilder, Ryan Reynolds' character, and Vancouver and Van City, which is his social handles. So again, it's all kind of murky and unclear. But when did the company import furniture? I don't believe it was furniture. I believe it was supplies. I think we got confused about that. I believe that happened in 2023, or maybe that was also in 2021. There was something. I feel like no, I think that was 2021 because it was somehow linked to the Taylor Swift music video. So since Blake Lively or Blake Reynolds came onto the scene in 2021 with this Vanzan company, because that's the first time we see her name attached to it. The only public business dealings we know of Vanzan are this supplies purchase from the UK, where they had these supplies that were delivered, seemingly like furniture. They had like the chests, remember, and plates and stuff. They were delivered to an address in New York, and it was copied to the attention of this woman who was a producer on the Taylor Swift music video that Blake Lively also happened to direct. So Blake and this woman, I believe her name was Molly, they were somehow working together on this Taylor Swift music video. Somehow Blake's company ordered these supplies. It's all very unclear what Vanzan is, what it was used for specifically, because all we know about Vanzan is this purchase of like furniture slash supplies that seemingly were used in this Taylor Swift music video. So weird. Then in 2023, I believe the company kind of also it resurfaced again. And then obviously in 2024 is when Blake Lively used the company to file this presumably sham lawsuit to gain Baldoni's text messages, which we covered more extensively with the subpoena and the Stephanie Jones piece in yesterday's episode of the podcast. I had asked two lawyers on, Keith and Stuart. They were on the podcast. If you want to give them some love, you can go tune into that episode of the podcast. So crazy, crazy, crazy. But it seems like even though Blake Lively didn't come onto the scene with this Vanzan company until all these years later, she's still staying true to their shady reputation. Because baby, now we got bad blood, and it ain't all mad love, and it's just looking cuckoo crazy wackadoodle. So either she bought the company years later, which would be stupid of her to do, to buy this company and not look into the history of this company, because obviously this company has a history, and I don't think she came up with the name Vanzan Inc. all on her own. They are filed to do business in California and I believe also in New York, where there's like a separate company that's also named Vanzan Inc. And both of those recent Vanzan in California and in New York are linked back to Ryan Reynolds' business management firm. So a lot of celebs have what are called business managers, and they help them with their business dealings. They help them manage their money in some cases. They work, I believe, with like the CFO to make sure that, you know, your taxes are getting filed on time and all of your business dealings are handled, right? They're the agents that work on behalf of your businesses. So I think it's one of two things. Either Blake, for some reason, saw and wanted to purchase this company or acquire it in some way, and then she did, and that happened in 2010, or sorry, in 2021. Or um the management firm, the business management firm may have a number of different companies, a number of different shell companies that they then use to help their high profile clients, maybe shield them or protect them with anonymity, as we saw in this case with this lawsuit, where we saw Blake Lively hide behind Vanzan to sue these 10 Jane/John Does, which ultimately led her to obtain Justin Baldoni's text messages from Stephanie Jones and Jones Work PR. Messy. Messy, messy, messy. But at least we can confidently say that Blake and Ryan did not form this company together in 2010. I guess it really just was a big coinkydink. I don't know. Something about it had to have been um, merely coincidental that the company started in 2010 and that the company happened to be named Vanzan. But again, what do we need this company for? She already has Blakel Inc. I don't know why she needed Vanzan. How many other companies does she have? That's my next question. How many other companies does she have? Because you know, my friend Jeff, who used to date Blake Lively's brother Eric, he revealed, I mean, I've known about this stuff, but he revealed on X, he posted about how I believe there were lawsuits that Leslie Sloan had allegedly buried that were like I don't know if they were employee lawsuits or contractor lawsuits, but there were issues with people that worked for Blake that then tried to sue her. So I want to know what companies, you know, what companies were used with those lawsuits. I have questions, lots of questions. Especially with Stephanie Jones and her connection to now this Justin Bieber stuff. It's all very weird and convoluted. Like, is Blake Lively, you know, like mirroring Hailey Bieber and like, you know, preying on Justin Bieber the way that Blake seemingly was preying on Ryan Reynolds. What? And then it's like now we see the smear campaign and the connection with Stephanie Jones, which we'll get into in a sec. But first, a message from this week's sponsors. All right, guys, the countdown is on before the new administration exposes the entire pandemic. Most realize a large sum of people's health was negatively impacted by global coercion. Whether severe side effects or experiencing long COVID, check out this natural solution formulated by Dr. Peter McCullough in collaboration with the Wellness Company. And they've just leveled up their original detox formula for $30 less. Introducing the 3-in-1 Ultimate Spike Detox, conveniently constellated into one capsule with 4 times more nattokinase, 500 milligrams of bromelain, and 500 milligrams of turmeric root extract. Nattokinase, an enzyme researched for its anti-clotting effects, may work to break down spike proteins. Combined with bromelain and curcumin, it provides a potent blend for detoxification and cellular support. Crafted with 100% natural ingredients, Ultimate Spike Detox is backed by research offering effective support for your cell's natural repair and recovery. Experience the only formula approved and used by Dr. McCullough, a top freedom-fighting doctor who risked it all. Head to twc.health/nofilter and use code NOFILTER to get 15% off plus free shipping. Again, that's twc.health/nofilter and use code NOFILTER to get 15% off. Get back to that pre-COVID feeling. Are you sick of drinking your calories or waking up hungover? Having some drinks can be fun, but I'm glad that I found an alternative that lets me feel great in the moment and the next morning, and that is these out-of-office gummies from Soul. You may have seen them on my Instagram story, and it's because I'm actually really taking them and really, really loving them. Sometimes you just need a little something in the middle of the afternoon to help you get through the rest of your inbox, or something at the end of the day to help make your evening even more enjoyable. And that's where today's sponsor, Soul, can help. Soul is a wellness brand that believes feeling good should be fun and easy. Soul specializes in delicious hemp-derived THC and CBD products designed to boost your mood and help you unwind. Their best-selling out-of-office gummies were designed to provide a mild, relaxing buzz, boost your mood, and enhance creativity and relaxation. I'm telling you, they're delicious. I also love their drinks. The out-of-office gummies, they come in 4 different strains, so you can find the perfect dose for your vibe. You can choose from a gentle microdose, a perfect buzz, a noticeable high, or a fully lit experience. Litty City all the way. With wellness at the forefront, you can feel good about what you're putting in your body. All of Soul's products are made from organically farmed USA grown hemp and are vegan, gluten-free, and low in sugar. And if you like their gummies, then you've got to try their new out-of-office beverages. It's a refreshing, alcohol-free alternative that's perfect for summer sipping. Like I said, I've tried the gummies, I've tried the bevies, both very delicious. So you're going to want to give them a try. Bring on the good vibes and treat yourself to Soul today. In honor of 420, Soul is running a special on-site sale. Get 30% off your entire order. Just head to GetSoul, GetSoul, getsoul.com and use code NOFILTER. That's getsoul.com, promo code NOFILTER for 30% off. Go right now. All right, so we can put the Vanzan drama to rest. Seems to be started by some other shady dude. Somehow, I guess we can't put it to rest because we don't know how, why, or what Blake Lively was doing with it. You know, how was she involved? Did she know this Rothschild guy? Did she have a connection to him? Was this a shell company that Ryan Reynolds' management team had prior? Still a lot of unanswered questions, and like what she was using Vanzan to begin with. You know. Boom. Danielle says ticket bought, Zach. VIP, no extra. Wait, and VIP and no extra charge for some reason. Oh, you may have gotten lucky before the discount expired. There you go. Get it on in. Get it on in. Get it on in, guys. Get your tickets for the Zactivated tour. Zactivated. If you want to get Zactivated, you can get your tickets now at nofilterlive.com. Danielle finally got her tickets to the Brooklyn show in Brooklyn, New York. Damn, they don't make them like this anymore. I ask because I'm that short. Does anybody make real anymore? I bow in the presence of greatness. You should be honored by my lateness, that I would even show up to this fake. Go nuts, go crazy. Let's go crazy, crazy, crazy. Come on, see the sun. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Okay. So there you go. Go to nofilterlive.com to get your merch tickets. Should I wear my Brooklyn, New York Liberty baseball shirt or my Justice for Justin shirt? Your Justice for Justin shirt. I'm wearing it right now. Okay. So do we want to start with let's get into the Justin Bieber, Stephanie Jones piece, but then I really want to spend some time on this Reese Witherspoon versus Blake Lively feud, because that's, to me, super juicy. I was discovering it this morning. I was like, wait, what? Say what? So Stephanie Jones, I guess, represents, and it's uncertain if she still currently represents Scooter Braun, but she was recently representing Scooter Braun. And so last week, Candace Owens and Melanie King both went on their platforms and shared that Stephanie Jones was seemingly behind the latest smear campaign against Justin Bieber. Now, we've seen a number of different headlines about a possible divorce from Hailey Bieber and just a lot of negative press around Justin Bieber. And so it's interesting seeing how Stephanie Jones, who previously represented Justin Baldoni in Wayfair, how she was seemingly part, and her connection to Jennifer Abel, because Jennifer Abel used to work for her, how she seemed to have been part of this alleged smear campaign against Blake Lively, but now it also appears that she seems to be linked to this smear campaign, if it is a smear campaign against Justin Bieber. I'm always highly skeptical of smear campaigns. It depends on like the allegations and what the headlines are. Justin Bieber definitely appears to be someone that's spiraling, but I believe that the argument that Candace Owens was trying to make is that Justin Bieber is, they're trying to paint him as somebody that is spiraling. They're trying to paint him as someone that's gone off the deep end. But to be honest, his own Instagram stories and his Instagram live, like that to me seems like he's somebody that is unwell. I feel like Justin Bieber is not doing well. This to me is very reminiscent of Britney Spears when she shaved her head and she was running at the paparazzi with an umbrella and she had to be put on a psych hold. This is very reminiscent of that. Justin Bieber is dealing with something and I don't think he's in a good place. So we talk about it on the Pop Report this week on Wednesday's episode. So yesterday, if you caught the Pop Report, we did talk about one of Justin Bieber's former friends slash business partners coming out. His name is Ryan Good, and he came out and basically said that he believes Justin Bieber is now part of a cult. And so there's this new church that Justin Bieber has now embraced. Candace Owens is obviously like, nothing's wrong with Justin Bieber. He's just embraced Christ again, and the media is trying to smear him. I don't know. I'm really torn because when you see photos of him when he's out publicly, when you see these videos of him, when you see his Instagram live, it really seems like Justin Bieber is not doing well. Justin Bieber does not appear to be in a good place. So I don't know if I believe that there's an orchestrated smear campaign against Justin Bieber. Now, it would make sense if there were. I get Candace Owens and Melanie King's points where they're saying Stephanie Jones has a vested interest in protecting Scooter Braun. There are all these rumors that Scooter Braun and Justin Bieber have had a falling out, that Justin and Hailey Bieber have both blocked Scooter Braun on Instagram and they have severed ties with him. So all very unclear. I don't know. I don't know what the truth is. I don't know where any of this stands. I think the headlines, similar to there not being a smear campaign against Blake Lively, I think sometimes, even with Hailey Bieber, I think that was an argument that Candace Owens tried to make too, is it's like these rumors about Hailey Bieber preying on Justin Bieber for all these years. And obviously that means that that must be part of the smear campaign too, or all these TikTok videos. I just think things go viral on the internet, especially when it comes to celebrity culture, especially when it comes to like TikTok sleuths and wanting to break a story. I think everybody wants to jump in on the story and talk about it and report on it. And we kind of just speculate as things unfold. So I don't know if I believe that Stephanie Jones is behind a smear campaign against Justin Bieber. It's possible. Is this part of what Stephanie Jones does? And if that is the case, then again, why is Stephanie Jones not being held accountable by Blake for spearheading this alleged smear campaign against Blake Lively during the promotion of It Ends With Us? Why is Justin Baldoni the only one that's taking all the heat? Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. He needs proper medical care. That's all. Yeah, I agree. Tiffany says, has Hollywood not learned their lesson about this guy, about Justin Bieber? Justin needs to return to Canada for a break, back to his roots. Hollywood is poison. I just think he has people around him that maybe are not the best for him. And I think Haley's really going through a tough time trying to protect her husband, trying to be there for her husband, but also at the same time, you know, struggling to deal with whatever issues or demons he's trying to work through. And they have a new baby. That's also the interesting piece is they had the baby and it was after the baby was born that I feel like Justin really started to spiral. Obviously, all the Diddy stuff has been going on and I wonder if there's like some repressed trauma or something that, there's a lot of speculation about like did something happen to him? Did Diddy do something? And we all kind of are asking those questions. I don't know how legit or true they are though. Brigitte's wearing her Justice for Justin shirt. I love it. Griselda says, I thought there was no smear campaign from Justin Baldoni's side. I don't believe that there is. That's why I'm saying I don't know if I believe that there's a smear campaign against Justin Bieber because I don't know. Maybe there's like a story or two that Jones Work PR likes to plant. But again, this is all purely speculation. So I'm not fully sold on this. Laura says Candace has really gone down a conspiracy road lately. I love her. However, there have been so many conspiracies. Yeah, like the Ryan Reynolds being so gay because he was kissing a bunch of dudes. I mean, maybe. Like, I don't know. Like the thing with Candace, I always take what she says with a grain of salt. I do have a lot of respect for her, but sometimes she like takes a small sliver of something and then like adds a lot of sauce onto it and then sells us this like really saucy dish. And I'm looking, and I'm in the dish and I'm digging, I'm looking for the meat, right? I'm like, there's a lot of sauce, but there's not a whole ton of meat. I need more of the protein in order to really, digest this story. And so I go back and forth. I know Melanin King also kind of jumped on this. She's the one that made the connection to Scooter Braun, I believe. So I'm not fully convinced. I'm not sold entirely on are smear campaigns real? Yes, they're absolutely real. Is it possible that there is a smear campaign against Justin Bieber? I would think so. I think that would be a more likely thing considering Justin Bieber. There's an incentive to keep him quiet and there's an incentive to try and make him look crazy, especially when it comes to Diddy. If anybody's going to put a smear campaign against Justin Bieber, it's going to be Diddy's camp over Scooter Braun's camp. Think about it. Scooter Braun already survived the reckoning of Taylor Swift. He already had to put up with Taylor Swift's drama. And so I think he's not going to try to smear Justin Bieber. And I don't think Justin Bieber needs any help being smeared. I think he's in a really bad place. And the press is just going to pick up on that any chance that they can run a new story. That's just kind of where we're at with it. So we'll see if there's any more info that unfolds. Jordan, and WME and Jones is related to the Diddy camp. Oh, that's true. That's also true. That's right. WME, Jones Work PR, agent at or partner at WME is her husband. Thank you, Jordan. Connecting the dots together. Bieber doesn't need a smear campaign, though, right? Like Blake Lively, he's doing it to himself. Yes. Yes, I agree. Stephanie Jones and Candace Owens are in the same sort of toxic battle that this is dragging people into a weird hate. WME reps Diddy and Jones is married to the WME partner. Yep. Yep, 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 yep. Maybe it simply comes down to racism. What does it have to do with racism? um, okay, let's talk about. Ooh, okay, this next one is juicy. Oh wait, Faye says you're so close to 100K, Zack. When I started watching you, you were aiming to get to 80K. That's amazing. I know. What are we at right now? 94. 94.2. 94.2. So we're 6,000 away. 6,000. 6,000 away from breaking 100K. So, guys, if you're watching this and you have not yet subscribed, definitely subscribe to No Filter with Zack Peter. Okay, so let's talk about Reese Witherspoon and Blake Lively because I had completely, when I tell you, completely forgotten about this entire story of Blake Lively and these naughty photos, okay, that came out against her. I was looking it up, and of course, here, let me see if I can pull it up here. Of course, the person that broke the story is Perez Hilton. Perez Hilton, Blake Lively. And so I guess there was a series of photos that came out against Blake Lively. And this was back in 2011. So this was shortly after she filmed The Green Lantern. The story was Gossip Girl star Blake Lively rocked by naked photo leak. Blake Lively won't be happy about this. Nude photos allegedly of the Gossip Girl star have just leaked. And then Perez Hilton links to 5 different uncensored photos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess there were 7. And then the story was updated. Leslie Sloan, Blake's publicist, is claiming the photos are fake. And she said they were 100% fake. However, you do see part of her face in them. Update photos have been removed at the request of Miss Lively's attorneys. So if they were fake, then I'm very interested in why it was so important that we say that they're fake and have them removed. I guess if they're fake, then you don't really want them out there. But so this is when she was dating Leonardo DiCaprio. Okay. Right after, well, was she dating Leo? When was she dating Penn Badgley? That timeline does not happen. When did Blake Lively date Penn Badgley? Blake Lively dated Penn Badgley from 2007 to 2010. Oh, got it. Because I believe it was after Penn Badgley that she was then. Okay, when did Blake Lively date Leonardo DiCaprio? Because in 2011, Perez Hilton is saying that her boyfriend, Leonardo DiCaprio, is not going to like this. Okay, she dated Leonardo DiCaprio briefly in 2011. So that's after she met Ryan Reynolds. When did Blake Lively date? She was getting around in these days. 2010, and they began dating in 2011, officially. She was getting, you guys, Blake was just like dating everybody. She's like, let's go from Penn to Leo to Ryan Reynolds. That's who you went for. You left Penn Badgley and then ended up with Leonardo DiCaprio and then landed on Ryan Reynolds. Yes, there was also Ben Affleck. Yes. When did Blake Lively date okay? The Ben Affleck. Okay, so let's put this timeline together. When did Blake Lively date? Why is there no? When did Blake Lively rumored to date? Okay. Rumors that Blake Lively and Ben Affleck dated primarily surfaced around 2012, 2013 when they attended events together like the Golden Globes and Oscars, sparking speculation about the relationship. That's not accurate because she was married to Ryan Reynolds in 2011. But they did have some sort of connection. Was Blake on a double date with Gwyneth Paltrow, Ben Affleck? Did Blake Lively and Penn Badgley actually date? Yes. Okay, here's a Reddit thread. This is Blake Lively with both Ben Affleck and Ryan Reynolds. Suggestions that Blake Lively cheated with Ben Affleck when they shot The Town, and also the suspicious timeline with Ryan Reynolds. Blake, The Town. Okay, so The Town was in 2010. She filmed with Ben Affleck, and I believe he was. So is this why Jennifer Garner doesn't like Blake Lively? Okay. Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively. So it looks like they shot together The Town. Also suspicious timeline with Ryan. Ryan was filming The Green Lantern and then divorced Scarlett Johansson and then less than a year later married Blake Lively. That's not true. Okay, so what it looks like is Blake Lively was dating Penn Badgley while she was filming Gossip Girl. Okay, got it. So when she's dating when Blake Lively's dating Penn Badgley, it appears that while she was shooting this movie, The Town, she was also rumored to have had an affair with Ben Affleck. This is in 2010. Then in 2010, she moves on from The Town to go shoot The Green Lantern, all in 2010. Okay. This is where she meets Ryan Reynolds. And they're rumored to have had an affair in 2010. But it seems like she was dating Penn Badgley at the time that this is all going on. So she was just cheating on poor Penn Badgley left and right. And Penn Badgley was just on Call Her Daddy. Okay. And it was very boring. There was no real tea in that. But anyway, so she's dating Penn Badgley up until 2010, where she seems to be have had some sort of affair with Ben Affleck and also seems to have had some sort of affair with Ryan Reynolds on the Green Lantern. At least those are the rumors in 2010. By the end of 2010, she breaks up with Penn Badgley. Then come into 2011, she immediately starts dating Leonardo DiCaprio. Very brief fling. Also seemingly was probably dating Ryan Reynolds because by the end of 2011, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds come out publicly with their relationship. I believe it was at the Met Gala is where they made their first public appearance together. So she was seemingly kind of ish dating Ryan Reynolds in 2010, or maybe they were just flirty friends, friends with benefits. I don't know. But come 2011, she kind of goes and she's playing around with Leonardo DiCaprio. Then in 2011 is when we have this naughty photo leak where these photos start surfacing, and Perez Hilton publishes these 5 photos that are seemingly of Blake Lively. Her publicist denies that these photos are of Blake Lively. She says that they're absolutely fake. And then these photos were seemingly shared with Ben Affleck when she was having the rumored affair with him back in 2010-ish. Interesting. So this was like Blake's hoe era. She was like Ben Affleck affair, or she's like dating Penn Badgley, Ben Affleck affair, Ryan Reynolds affair, break up with Penn Badgley, break up Ryan Reynolds' marriage to Scarlett Johansson. Then let's briefly hop on Leo's dick for a hot second. Nude photos come out, scandal, ultimately ends up with Ryan Reynolds in the end. Now I get why Ryan Reynolds was so hyper cautious of Blake Lively on the set of It Ends With Us with Justin Baldoni. He's like, lady, I've seen you in these streets. I know your hoe era, and now you're a mom that's probably going through an identity crisis. He's like, not today, Baldoni. Not today. I'm taking Medusa home. Don't look her in the eye because she'll have an affair with you. That is wild. Wild, wild, wild. And kind of juicy. Like, I'm kind of living for the Blake Lively hoe era. You know what I mean? In the words of J-Lo, you know what I mean? Irma said the photos have the same tattoo from the Town movie. Yes, that's what was connecting them. And Leslie Sloan, I believe at the time, was like, no, it's fake. And I believe they were trying to insinuate that the tattoo was photoshopped on the person in those photos. It was believed, the photos were believed to be of Blake Lively. Her team denied it, and her attorneys had the photos removed from the internet. I do remember them coming out at the time. Y and F says, yes, Ryan Reynolds knows. He knows her. He knew what was going to happen. Yeah. Okay, this is a good point that Jordan make that I thought of as well. Photoshop wasn't that good back in 2011. Yeah, that was what, 14 years ago? You think I just fell out of a coconut tree and people were getting really good at Perez Hilton was what, photoshopping the tattoo on Blake Lively? Nah. Those were real photos. I do believe, I mean, I don't know if Blake Lively's denying that they're of her, but I don't know. The timeline of it all kind of checks out, you know? I kind of believe it. Perez just posting it was the careless era. I know. Perez was just like, here's the link to all the photos. Come check them out. Check it out. That was a wild era. That was a wild era. Okay, but speaking of that being a wild era, so Steph with the Deets on TikTok posted a video where she talks about Reese Witherspoon shading Blake Lively. So shout out to Steph with the Deets for resurfacing so much of this old. This was like peak pop culture era. So Reese Witherspoon accepted an award at the 2011, I believe it was the MTV Awards, the TV and Movie Awards. TV and Movie Awards. RIP, they're gone. But Reese Witherspoon was accepting some sort of honorary award, and in her speech goes on to talk about how she was just like, listen, I made a career in Hollywood being a good girl, and I think it's like so cool to be a bad girl. But like, girls, I just want you to know that like you don't have to be a bad girl to make it in Hollywood. You can still be a good girl. You didn't need a reality show. And if you had a sex tape, then that was like embarrassing. You would hide under your mattress if you taped a sex tape. And then she made a nod, which was around the time that the Blake Lively nude naughty photo scandal was going around on Perez Hilton. And Reese Witherspoon was just like, yeah, and if you're going to take nude photos, at least cover your face, ladies. And it was wild. And people were, and TMZ was like, oh my God. And the crowd goes wild. And it was crazy though, because Blake Lively had just been on stage 20 minutes prior with Ryan Reynolds to promote the Green Lantern, which is why, like, 2011 was like Blake Lively's year. Like, who would have known that she was really going to blow up come 2025 with this Justin Baldoni scandal? But every time someone new tries to ends up skirting near the coochie, it's just like scandal left and right with Blake Lively. Oh, well, here's Reese Witherspoon was in a wild era. I low-key loved it. And then her publicist came out and she's like, no, she wasn't talking about Blake Lively. Juicy. Just so good. But so Reese shades Paris Hilton and shades Kim Kardashian because she like talks about, she references the sex tape and the reality show and then the nude photo scandal. Here's a clip from TMZ back in 2011 when they were covering Reese Witherspoon's acceptance speech at the MTV Awards.
Way to take the high road, Kim. Wonder if Blake Lively will do the same. You know, because Reese kind of took a shot at her last night, too.
If you took naked pictures of yourself on your cell phone, you hide your face, people. Like, hide your face.
And by the way, Blake Lively had just been on stage like 20 minutes earlier.
Really? Because it sort of looked like Blake Lively, but it's hard to tell from this angle. Anyway.
That's funny. They're like, it sort of looks like Blake Lively, but it was hard to tell from this angle because that was the thing. The photos, I mean, listen, these were iPhone photos in 2011. They weren't very crisp and clean. You couldn't really zoom in to see everything. So they were a little like blurry and like not the best photos. I mean, remember the nudes that you took in 2011 and don't say you didn't. Like Moira Rose says, take 1,000 naked photographs because one day you'll look back and have softer eyes, because you may think nobody wants to see these little puppies. MTV has no, but not only that, this era had no chill. Like Perez Hilton being like, boom, here are Blake Lively's naughty photos. And then Reese Witherspoon being like, shots at Kim Kardashian, shots at Perez Hilton, shots at Blake Lively. Blake, get your face out of the photos. And then Blake Lively on stage while she's probably banging Ryan Reynolds and banging Ben Affleck at the same time while she has Penn Badgley at home cooking her dinner. Like, what a wild blip into like this era of pop culture was just so yummy. It was so yummy. So the fact that Sophie says everybody loved trash talking freely back then. Everything, like nobody was like super sensitive and there was no fat shaming and slut shaming. And it was, I mean, we were fat shaming and slut shaming and clawing each other's extensions out in the headlines left and right. What a time. And then we got into the super, now I get why Blake Lively got married on a plantation. There were no rules back then. She was like, what? A plantation? Yes. Put my brides in that slave house. Like, not that it was good or appropriate, but like, I get it. This era had no chill. No chill at all. Perez had a lot to cover back then. There was always Perez and TMZ. It was just wild. All her businesses out dirt in the road. Everything. See, and here's the other thing. We forgot about her naughty photo scandal, and now we're talking about it again. Like, she's just really getting dragged through it. Miss Busted Candle Biscuit says, oh my God, Zach, that needs to be a meme. It's funnier than your parody of Donna's song, Windshield Wiping Dancing. What needs to be a meme? Was this before or after Reese's arrest? Okay, so this was actually 2 years. No, this was 1 year before Reese got arrested, which is funny because she's on stage talking about like, I know it's cool to be a bad girl these days, but I'm not a bad girl. I'm a good little girl. And so then it was a year later, I believe it was in 2012, that she got arrested for her DUI. And she's like, do you know who I am? Everybody's going to know who you are. Because that's when she was doing, what is it, Walk the Line with Johnny Cash? And she had her brunette hair. But so anyway, that's where this feud originated from, was back in 2011. And so now I also hear that there's like, there was some shade of Jennifer Garner towards Blake Lively because she was on the set of, she just repraised Elektra. What movie was she just in? Jennifer Garner reprises Elektra in Deadpool. Oh, wow. It's just like the metaverse right now. Like it's all connected. So that's right. Jennifer Garner just made a cameo in Deadpool and Wolverine with Ryan Reynolds. And there was a video where she did throw some shade at, let me see if I can find that video. She threw some shade at Blake Lively. Let's see. Jennifer Garner, Blake Lively. I didn't know if I really. Oh, wait. Okay, so we're going to play. Let me see if this is the right video, though. Because I didn't read too much into this, but it's weird that now we have Jennifer Garner on the set of Deadpool and Wolverine with Ryan Reynolds. And so at first I thought she was making kind of a light shady dig, but I had forgotten about the rumors of Blake Lively having an alleged affair with Ben Affleck at that time. So is it possible that this really is shade from Jennifer Garner? And we haven't even gotten into the recent feud drama with Taylor Swift and Reese Witherspoon. And
Go to commune with Blake Lively. See how she's doing.
By the way.
How you doing, Blake? Looking good.
Okay. So she said something about like, I'm gonna go. What did she say? You can't really hear it in this clip. Oh. She said, this is where I go to commune with Blake Lively to see how she's doing. How you doing, Blake? You're looking good. And so it's, what is that? Jennifer Garner speaks of Blake Lively. Actually, this is where I go to commune with Blake Lively. And so she posts this video, and it's of this like this creature, this like woman that's like a stone creature. Is she Medusa? Is this Medusa? And I made that Medusa reference, not even realizing it was connected to the Jennifer Garner drama, which was connected to the Ryan Reynolds drama, which was connected to the affair with Blake Lively and Ben Affleck back in 2010. It's all connected. It's all connected. But so the feud with Reese Witherspoon originated here at the MTV Awards back in 2011, right? Or 2010, 2011. I believe 2011. And fast forward, I guess in recent years, Taylor Swift has struck some sort of deal, I believe with Sony. And she's getting ready to make her directorial debut. And so now there's, I guess, a bidding war between Blake Lively and Reese Witherspoon. And so they're both fighting to produce this film with Taylor Swift. So this is coming from the Daily Mail. It says, while they've never worked together, Blake Lively and Reese Witherspoon, while they've never worked together, Lively and Witherspoon have been the subject of wild, unsubstantiated feud rumors in recent years. Last year, it was alleged by Life and Style that the duo were competing to produce their pop star pal Taylor Swift's directorial feature film debut, which was confirmed by not Sony, by Searchlight Pictures in 2022. So according to Life and Style, Blake Lively and Reese Witherspoon both want this job and both have deep ties to Taylor. And unfortunately, I think if there really is that fight, I think at this point, Reese Witherspoon's going to win that one because Taylor Swift's getting dragged into this left and right. Taylor Swift can't stop catching strays. Oh, man. It was more fun back then. It was so fun back then, Lisa. It was great back then. Those were the days. They really were. Anne said she visited the plantation, which is basically a slavery museum. Wow. And Blake was like, this would be a lovely place for us to get married. Emily says, we didn't fat shame or slut shame back then. We just shamed you. Yeah, it wasn't called fat shaming or slut shaming. We just shamed you. We were just, throwing digs left and right. April 2013 is when she was arrested. Yeah. I loved Reese back then, just like Heaven was one of my favorite movies. Yeah. Vanessa Hudgens had her nude photos. Yeah. I remember the Vanessa Hudgens story, and she was dating Zac Efron, and I think she took the photos for Zac Efron. Like, this was the era, you guys. Bling is the new black, says, hi, friend. Can't wait to see you in the Big D. Yes, I'm coming to Dallas. I can't wait to see you too. Dallas. Guys, if you haven't done so yet, that's a nice reminder. Get your tickets for the No Filter Zactivated tour. It's a live podcast tour, so it's a live taping of No Filter with Zack Peter. The show is broken up into two parts. The first part, I usually have some sort of panel. So you're going to see a lot of your favorite tea spillers, content creators, podcasters, YouTubers. We're all going to be breaking down the tea and recapping some of the headlines that are going on in the news that week. Depositions are going to be happening around that time. Discovery, we're going to be deep into discovering the Blake and Baldoni drama at that time. So whatever's hot in the headlines, that week. Some of your favorite creators are going to be on stage with me. Some of who you see here with me regularly on YouTube, or you see that I'm hanging out with, just out and about at events, or that I've collaborated with. You can expect to see a lot of them there. And then the second part of the show is going to be a special guest that's going to come on stage, and we're going to have a one-on-one. We're going to have a kiki. We're going to spill some tea. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We have meet and greet packages. We have the Zack Pack VIP package, which comes with a pre-show party. So you get access to the show's pre-show little kiki that we'll have that's a little more intimate. You'll also get a free piece of merch. You'll get a laminate. You get a lot of fun stuff in the Zack Pack VIP package. Then you have the meet and greet package, which just comes with the post-show meet and greet. So you get access to the show, and you get to come meet me backstage after the show. VIP includes, or the Zack Pack VIP includes pre-show, show, post-show meet and greet. Meet and greet just includes the post-show meet and greet. And then there are the regular tickets. But you can go. I'm coming to Dallas, Philly, Phoenix, Toronto, Brooklyn, Chicago, Seattle, and Los Angeles. The Zactivated Tour kicks off this summer, this July. Get your tickets right now at nofilterlive.com. Nofilterlive.com. Nicole says, I don't know if the rumors are true about Ben Affleck and Blake Lively, only because I noticed that Jennifer Garner follows Blake Lively on Instagram. Why would she if that happened? Yeah. But then again, the rumor was that the naughty photos were sent to Ben Affleck. And then the tattoo with the movie, the things. Blake Lively tattoo. What was it? The town. Tattoo, the town. It was like on her wrist, no? Or no, oh, it was on her hip, right? Yes, I believe it was a tattoo on her hip, and that's why people were able to spot it and to recognize it, because the tattoo, it was like this little. Yes, that's right. Now I remember. It was a tattoo on her hip, and that's why people were able to link it to her, right? I think so. I think that's what happened, if I'm not mistaken. The shade. What shade did I give shade? Uh-oh. I'm always accidentally throwing shade. Oh, you're talking about Reese Witherspoon's shade. The shade. Oh, the Jennifer Garner shade. Yeah. Danielle got her VIP tickets. Jennifer Garner was in front of the statue of Scarlet Witch. Interesting. Okay, so that was the statue of Scarlet Witch. I haven't seen Deadpool and Wolverine, so I didn't know what the statue was exactly. For Scarlet Witch. But what does Scarlet Witch have to do? I'm not a big Marvel fan. Zach, can't wait to see you in Chicago. Tammy, yay. I've never been to anything like this. I got the VIP to meet you. Yay. Trust me, the VIP is going to be so fun. I'm so excited for the Chicago show. That one especially I'm excited for. You were talking about the Perez Hilton thing. We also had great Wendy to get to. Yeah, we had Perez, we had TMZ, we had Wendy. That was the era. Not praising Leo, just saying he dodged a bullet. Yeah. I mean, imagine if he was attached to all of this. Scarlet Witch turned to stone in Doctor Strange 2. I don't know why Ryan Reynolds needed it in his movie, to be honest. I didn't realize Scarlet Witch turned to stone. How did they turn Scarlet Witch to stone? Isn't she like the most powerful Avenger of them all? Zach, you should build a Substack so people can tip you both on here and there. You don't have to have a Patreon to make random posts in any random way. I do it for the info. I pay $0. Thank you, Ellis. Elena says, even if the lawsuit wasn't going on, I doubt Taylor would want Blake to produce a film she's directing because she knows Blake needs authorship. That would make things very messy. Well, I guess she directed the music video. Has Jen Garner always followed Blake Lively, or did she follow her recently due to working with Ryan Reynolds? It's all business if she is. I don't know. But I don't know. Jennifer Garner is very forgiving, though. Like, she's like friends with Ben Affleck again. I don't know. Yeah. I'm confused. I don't think that they're feuding. I don't think Jen Garner has any beef with Blake Lively, to be honest. Blake opened a whole can of worms of drama to get herself in trouble, and it backfired. Yeah, it completely backfired. What is the closest hotel to the theater in Chicago? Sorry, guys. Those are questions I don't And that's what the Googles. Maybe we'll put together like a guide where we can help you out. I did not personally pick these venues, so I don't know all the details of these cities. I think the only venue that we've secured that I have been to is the City Winery in Philly, but that's just because I've done the live shows at that venue before. But I did the little room. This time we're doing the big room, and I'm a little scared. So please come to the Philly show. Get your tickets to the Philly show. Get your tickets to the Philly show, please. She seems super nice. We need a Wanda season 2. WandaVision was so good. I did really like WandaVision. So the Time interviewed Ryan Reynolds, and the comments are crazy. Everyone hates him. Well, obviously, everyone's seen how shady he is. He can't Vanzan his way out of this one. Oh, that's not very nice. I like the wellness company. I very much I wouldn't have partnered with the wellness company if I didn't like the wellness company. I like them. They're giving you guys a discount. I'm happy to support them. They support a number of really big podcasters. I know people think that they tend to lean a little more right wing, and that's why people like find controversy with them. I like them. I think they have good supplements. I take their supplements. So, Zach, are you shows going to be broadcast? No, they're not going to be broadcast. That's why you got to get your tickets to come to the shows. But up until today, who has the better case? Blake Lively or Justin Baldoni? I would say Justin Baldoni for sure. Michelle says, already grabbed her tickets to Philly. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. I'm excited. But no, they won't be broadcast. Evie says, I met Jennifer Garner in Washington, D.C. about 10 years ago, so I can't remember exactly when because it was so long ago, but I remember her being super friendly. I also met Britney Spears, who was so sweet. Yeah, Jennifer Garner, I've heard, is just always very, very, very sweet. Very, very sweet. When is Taylor going to be deposed? I mean, they're saying that she's supposed to be deposed any minute now. The next course of action is the judge determining whether or not he's going to grant the motions to dismiss, because the New York Times, Leslie Sloan, Blake Lively, and Ryan Reynolds have all filed motions to dismiss. Leslie Sloan filed a motion to stay discovery until he heard her motion to dismiss, but I believe he rejected that. So he said discovery can move forward. That way they can start digging into it. So they were saying that at any point there could be some sort of depositions dropped any day now. I know that's what the Daily Mail reported, was that they're planning that Taylor Swift and Hugh Jackman are at the top of that list. I would imagine that coming on. Lori says, right or left, if it's a good product, if it's good, buy the product. Yeah, or don't. You can or can't. I suggested. I like the wellness company. I support the wellness company. I stand by that. Cheryl said, when will we get to listen to Taylor or any of the other witnesses testify? So right now we're going into depositions. If they don't leak over the summer, we may get sound bites. We may get headlines. We may get quotes. That's if they leak or if somebody's able to get their hands on them. But we're likely not going to see them until they're played in court at trial next year, in March of next year. Zach, are you going to NYC to cover this if it goes to trial? I plan on it. It's really hard to cover these things. I plan on doing that for sure, or at least plan on, being able to do some sort of coverage in New York. It's likely not going to be a quick trial. It's not going to be filmed, which is the unfortunate part. So all we can rely on are the reporters that get access into the courtroom during the trial. But even those reporters, it's a pool every day. You kind of have to get lucky and get there early to get in. And then you're not allowed to have your phone. So you have to have a handy dandy notebook and you're taking notes. And then on your breaks is when you're allowed to get your phone and post about it. What is your opinion on TMZ mostly being quiet about Blake and Justin ordeal? I think a lot of the Blake and Justin ordeal is a lot of speculation right now. We're trying to put together our theories. That's why for all of us, it's really juicy, but to them, it's not entirely newsworthy. So I'm thinking that's maybe why they've not covered it as much, unless they have a quote from Brian Friedman or Ezra from Blake's team. I don't know. Pop Rock says, just remember that we are at the point where notice of deposition is being sent, but not necessarily the sit down. Yeah. So they're going to send out the notices for the depositions. They're going to depose them now. They can be deposed at any point, but then they have to actually schedule when depositions are going to happen. And as the Ask Two Lawyers guy said yesterday, Keith and Stewart said that depositions can be up to 7 hours per person, and then you have to schedule that with all the different legal teams. So it's going to be interesting. Depositions are going to be wild. Zack doesn't stand behind products he hasn't tested or used himself. Oh, thank you, Rachel. Get him to 100K subscribers like Dave Neal. Yeah, Dave said if you got him to 100K, he'll go to New York for the trial. I said the same thing. I do plan on going to New York for the trial. I don't know if I would go for the entire time. I was talking about it with Donna Bowling yesterday, and we were like, it's so hard. Like, it's part of the reason I don't go to BravoCon, right? Because like when I'm covering BravoCon and my show's a daily podcast, it's really hard. You don't really get to cover it while you're there because there's just so much that's going on, and it's hard to then create content because there are all these events and people, and you're going from here to there and doing all of these things. There are all these pieces that it's hard to, it's hard to stay on top of all of it when you're on the ground. Whereas at least when you're from afar and you can look at it from a bird's eye view, you can cover everything objectively. Omnipresent. Do you think her PGA credit will be removed if she ever loses the case? I would imagine so. Because, well, I mean, I think there's already a strong enough case now that Jamie Heath and Baldoni have produced their email to their attorney saying that they signed that letter under duress. So they didn't give her a genuine cosign of that. There's that dude on X that does live tweeting about federal cases. He's mainly covering the Diddy stuff, but he said he was going to try and cover the Blake and Baldoni stuff. Yes, Inner City Press. He's a great guy to follow on X. He's always inside the trials. Zack, maybe you can stay at Blake's penthouse. Oh, that would be so yummy. That would be so yummy. Enrique says, Zack, what do you think Blake Lively would be doing if she wasn't Deadpool's wife? Comic Con's a Gossip Girl podcast. I think not everyone is destined for greatness. She would have found somebody else. I mean, listen, if she was sleeping with Ben Affleck, allegedly, and she was sleeping with Leonardo DiCaprio, allegedly, then she was going to find somebody's dick to ride to the top. There's a lot of kids. I want to see Justin's cut of the movie so bad. I don't think we'll ever see that, to be honest with you. Inner City Press rules. Yes, I agree. Inner City Press rules. Okay. Any closing thoughts, feelings, vibes? Okay, you got me described just with the Naha. I know you're hoe era, Blake. Yeah, listen, we all have a hoe era. We all have a hoe era. You landed on someone. Yeah, I landed on someone wicked just like her. I would come to your tour if I wasn't in the UK. I hope to come to the UK one day too. Fingers crossed we make that happen. All right. Coconut tree merch. I know everyone's asking for the coconut tree merch. What should it say? Should it say, you think I just fell out of a coconut tree? Or did you just fall out of a coconut tree? I have to think of what it's going to say. I have to put together tour merch for this summer, and I'm behind on that because I have to think of ideas and what I wanted to say so that we can start planning everything, and I'm just a little behind on it. We'll see. Bitsy Black says, I wish more would have been said about Scarlett Johansson being one of Time's top 100 and less about Blake. Scarlett's amazing. Well, that's the thing. They're just stealing the thunder from Scarlett yet again. Yes, you think I just fell out of the coconut tree. Zack, did you see my no teeth shirt I sent you? Yes, I did. That should be a fun one that says no teeth. What should that one say? Never with teeth. Gina says, you're sick making money off of this. Thank you, Gina. Yeah, you're sick for sitting here and watching it. Scarlett, also because she's an adulteress. Oh, what was Scarlett's scandal? Scarlett was in a scandal too. Never with teeth. Yeah. That we have to do a never with teeth and have some sort of like fun graphic on that. Ball busters, never with teeth. Maybe that's what you say. Ball busters, never with teeth. That just sounds so dirty. Would people buy that? I just feel like it sounds so naughty. But then again, like that was her text message. Ball buster, never with teeth. Mm, 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 mm. Oh, that's right. I forgot Scarlett sued Disney. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. I forgot about that. Over what was it? Oh, was she Scarlet Witch? No, Scarlet Witch I thought was WandaVision. Who's Scarlett Johansson? Black Widow. That was the one. I remember she sued Disney over Black Widow. That was a scandal. I remember that. Faye says, I hope you make lots of money from it, Zach. You can't do this all for free. Yeah. Homegirl's a hater. Thank you guys. It's called free enterprise. You guys, thank you guys. Yes, I remember because of the pandemic, they did streaming, and yeah, I remember that. And everybody was like, what? Listen, if people will buy the Nub Club t-shirts from Popcorn Planet, the Never With t-shirt might just sell out. I would love that. Never With teeth would be amazing. I like dirty, so I would buy it. Zach also donated lots of money as well. Yes, thank you for that. Thank you, Russ. I donated over $6,000. Actually, over $6,600 is what I donated to the No More Foundation. Yay, Kenny G's coming to Chicago. Got her tickets yesterday. Hey, let's get it. Yeah, throw them hips, girl. Bump, 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 bump. Okay, thank you guys. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Get your tickets to No Filter at nofilterlive.com so you can come and meet me on the road. nofilterlive.com. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Get it. Okay. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll be back tomorrow. There'll be a new episode of the Pop Report this Friday. Chef Stu is going to be on the Pop Report, so be sure to tune into that. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow morning. Subscribe, hit the like button, leave a review, all the things. You can give me a follow at Just Plain Zach all over the internet, or you can follow the podcast at No Filter with Zach. Let's do a shout out for reviews, because if you want to leave a review, I'm going to say, thank you. Please leave a review. No Filter with Zach Peter on Apple Podcasts. Let's see. Here we go. This one comes from Steph Oakley 6987. Amazing, intelligent, and informative. I wasn't always a fan during the Erica Jane tribulations, but now I'm a #1 fan since I came to realize that Zack is on the side of the truth and justice, not with the popular corruption of Hollywood. See, I'm always going to be out there to chase the truth. Oof, here's another one. Naomi Burton says, just the best, but what? I haven't read this one. Just the best, but I had to knock off a star because I hate when he talks about reverentially about RFK Jr. and how he socializes with he and Cheryl. I think it's amazing how Zack is impassioned about his brother and fighting for autism, but there's just no way he doesn't see the totality in RFK's character as a man. Well, arguably, Naomi, the reason I see his character as a man is because I actually know him differently than how the public knows him, right? I don't know him through the headlines. I don't know him through the clickbait. I know him, differently. But there's just no way he doesn't see the totality of the RFK's character as a man. It reminds me of friends who voted for Trump because of the migrant problem, and now that's solved. Have basically lost half their retirement money. The migrants lost half their retirement money. How did that happen? All I can do is be me. Sorry. All I know how to do is be me, and be honest and be true. It's called No Filter with Zach Peter, so I can't have a filter. So when things come up and I have things to say, I'm going to say it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do me. But if you're enjoying the show, or not, like Naomi, then definitely be sure to leave me a review on Apple Podcasts. They really help. It's free to do. It takes less than 30 seconds to leave a review on Apple Podcasts, or to at least leave a rating. 5 stars, all the stars, 5 stars. You can also leave ratings on Spotify if you watch the show on Spotify as well. All right, guys. Talk to you later. Have a great rest of your day. Ciao for